Today, I'll be happy to present to you this 2020 Toyota GR Supra 3.0 Premium. Before we get started, I'd like to give a special thanks and shout out to Performance Toyota of Sinking Spring for allowing me to come out and film this 2020 Supra.
The Toyota Supra is Toyota's higher-end sports coupe for the last 41 years. It started off as a higher-end version of the Celica sports coupe, and the Supra didn't become its own model until 1986 for the third generation model. The Mark IV earned the Supra its massive popularity. It became famous for its impressive performance at the time, its styling, and its 2JZ engine, a 6-cylinder which was not only powerful, but had massive tuning potential as well as great reliability. The car appeared in many movies as well, and the modding scene for it was huge. In fact, it still is. There has to be thousands of different Supra builds out there today. Unfortunately, due to disappointing sales figures, the Supra was discontinued in the US and most other countries for 1998 and stopped entirely in 2002. This only made the Supra more sought after, more valuable, and it made popular demand for a successor higher, which brings us to this 2020 model. With the help of BMW in the development process, Toyota was able to preserve much of the Supra's basic formula. It is still a two-door fastback powered by an inline 6-cylinder engine that drives the rear wheels. Furthermore, Toyota designed this car as such that it can be easily tuned and modified. This car was co-developed with BMW at the same time as the third generation Z4. It shares the same chassis, engine, and transmission as the Z4, and the BMW influenced the interior with some BMW parts and in-car electronics, including the infotainment system. The exterior and interior styling is unique to the Toyota, however, as is the chassis and suspension tuning, the exhaust, and quality control. Compared to the Z4, the Supra should be sportier to drive. The design of the new Supra is very reminiscent to that of the FT1 concept, shown in 2014. It also takes styling cues from the 3000 GT sports car from 1967 and the previous generation Supra as well. Many of the closed-off vents of the car can be removed for increased downforce or cooling, depending on where it is located. The front grille is actually closed off as it is because the engine would be too cool otherwise. Although Toyota does make it possible for tuners to get extra cooling or downforce should they need it. The 2020 Supra was initially offered in 3 trims: 3.0, 3.0 Premium, and 3.0 Launch Edition. The Premium trim adds a navigation system with a larger infotainment screen, JBL audio system, a wireless phone charger, heads-up display on the windshield, 0.6-inch larger rear brakes, and heated seats. The Launch Edition is essentially the Premium trim but with red mirror caps, red seats, and steering wheel, and a different set of wheels. The Launch Edition was only limited to 1,500 units. On every Supra, you can opt for an optional driver's assistance package. This adds adaptive cruise control, a blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert, parking sensors, and automatic emergency braking front and rear. Even if you don't opt for that package, you still have forward collision warning, automatic high beams, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, and lane departure warning as standard. It seems Toyota has managed to bring back the story title that is Supra and attach it to a modern sports car worthy of its name. Not only does it bear resemblance to the last Supra, but is a true sports car with enough performance, luxury, and style to candidly compete with other sports cars at its price point. The GR Supra is powered by BMW's B58 series engine. That is a 3-liter twin-scroll turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine. It is rated at 335 horsepower from 5,000 to 6,500 RPM and 365 pound-feet of torque from 1,600 to 4,500 RPM. Although it is worth noting that many car magazines and Supra owners found that the car in reality makes a lot more power than the rated figures. In fact, it is closer to around 390 horsepower and about 415 pound-feet of torque. Regardless of how you view it, The GR Supra is good for a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint of 4.1 seconds if not less, and a 12.3 second quarter mile time according to car and driver. Top speed is electronically limited to 155 miles per hour. In a few other markets, the GR Supra can be had also with a more fuel-efficient 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that is also twin-scroll turbocharged. That makes 194 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque, or 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque depending on the version. There's a possibility for this engine to make it to the US market. No matter which engine it has, the Supra is, as of now, only available with a rapid shifting 8-speed automatic transmission designed by ZF. Across the board, they are all rear-wheel drive with the standard electronic limited slip differential.
So this is in normal mode with the valves closed. And this is going to be in sport mode with the valves opened. Here's the key fob. But every Supra comes with the smart key, so you can keep the key in your pocket or person. And when you walk up to the car, you can tap this little wrist portion to lock it. And if you want to unlock it, just the back of the door handle. Unlock the car and open the door. It's already in accessory mode, so you can use all of the accessories of the car. But if you want to start the engine, make sure the key is within the interior of the vehicle, depress the brake pedal, and then hit the engine stop-start button. All of the windows are auto up and down. It also has power folding mirrors. And the car actually has a blind spot monitor. As you can see, there's a little triangle on the rear view mirror, and it'll actually illuminate orange when there's a vehicle in the blind spot. You have the power lock controls here, power mirror controls. Has 2-position memory seats as well as full power driver and passenger seat. The headlight controls are actually push button. They're fully automatic. This is to turn them on, off, and on auto. And this is for your parking lights. Here are your turn signal controls. If you move the stock up or down slightly, it will indicate 3 clicks. Here are your windshield wiper controls. They are fully automatic. Cruise control switches right here. It does have adaptive cruise control. And then to the right are your radio and hands-free controls. All of these trip computers can be cycled through this button on the turn signal stock. And it also has auto high beams. When you have your high beams on and it senses another vehicle coming, it will automatically turn off the high beams. Steering wheel is manual, tilt, and telescopic. And this button is to reset the trip computers. Over here is your Supra Connect infotainment system. It has a bunch of shortcut menus around the controller. Or if you want, you can just kind of go to your main menu, head over to media and radio to control all your standard AM, FM, and satellite radio, or to use your own devices. Over here is all of your Bluetooth phone settings. It also has navigation. You can input an address or simply just view the map. Connected services, which includes weather, news. My vehicle is to adjust all of your vehicle settings, including your driver's aid functions. Also has a sports display which shows horsepower and torque in real time. And your notifications. It's also a touchscreen if you want. So your radio and preset controls over here. Has dual zone automatic climate control. Also has heated front seats. Down here you have a wireless phone charger, USB and power outlet. Has an electronic gear selector. Just click the button and move it either slightly up or down for neutral, like that, all the way down for drive. And you can click it to the left for manual mode. You can upshift and downshift using the shifter or the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. Push it all the way up for reverse, and when you do, you have a rear backup camera and parking sensors displayed to the left. It also has guidance lines with trajectory based on which way the steering wheel is pointed. And you can simply hit the park button to put the car back into park. Right here is your electronic parking brake. Hold it up to enable it, and push it down to disable it. This is for auto engine stop. Whenever you come to a complete stop, it will shut off the engine. And this is to enable and disable sport mode. And sport mode will essentially open up the exhaust valves, stiffen up the suspension, and improve throttle response. You can also customize the drive modes as well. This is to turn on and off the safety systems, enable and disable the parking sensors, and enable and disable traction control. The garage door opener on the automatically dimming rear view mirror. Have your interior light. They are LEDs for roadside assistance. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my complete overview of this 2020 Toyota GR Supra. Please make sure to subscribe and follow the links down below to not only support me, but Performance Toyota as well. Thank you.